Alrighty then. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Matthew Baker of Beautiful New York Tours. We've talked about how you get to New York and where you stay, but one thing we haven't talked about is how you're going to get around. Now, recently I did recommend not driving in New York, and I definitely stand by that. Our streets are crowded with traffic. There's a lot of professional drivers. There's a lot of amateur drivers. There's a lot of New Jersey drivers. You don't want to have to compete with all of that, and it doesn't make sense to do so because New York City has the most comprehensive public transit system in the world. Now, I choose those words carefully. It's not the oldest, that's London. It's not the most modern, heaven knows, that's Tokyo. And it's not the largest, I believe that's Moscow, if I'm not mistaken. But it is the most comprehensive. That is to say, there are fewer sections of the city left unserved by the public transit system than any other city. And that is definitely a worthwhile statistic. Now, I am very much Mr. Subway. I love the subway. I take the subway everywhere. I believe that the subway is a good thing. There is no tutorial on the subway that I can give you that is half as clever or as effective as what Johnny T talks about in Glove and Boots. Trust me on this. If you do a YouTube search and you search Johnny T, Glove and Boots, Subway, watch the video. It's hilarious, it's informative, and it's right. So, with that in mind, I do say learn the subway. Learn it as quickly as you can. It's not hard. We have a numbered street system, which is easy to follow, and most of the subways, at least in Manhattan, simply go north-south. So that is going to make life a lot easier. Now, that said, there is a very strong argument in favor of riding buses because, of course, buses are at street level and you can see out, so you can experience the city as you ride. Now, unlike the subway, buses are subject to traffic, so they don't tend to be as fast. But if you're not in a hurry, it can definitely be a great way to go. One of my favorite bus routes is down Fifth Avenue. I will often take the bus from the Metropolitan Museum of Art after spending a day there and head as far downtown as I feel like going. If I'm going straight home, I'll transfer to the subway at 59th Street. If I'm going somewhere else in town, I'll go further. But of course, walking is a very significant way to get around in New York City, and it's a crucial thing. I believe very strongly in what the poet Walt Whitman said, that the great cities are the cities where you can walk. And that is very true because that is how you experience a city unfiltered through a windshield. When you stroll the famed and fabled sidewalks of New York and you walk from neighborhood to neighborhood, from Chinatown to Little Italy to Soho to Greenwich Village to Chelsea, you become not just an observer but a participant, not just in the city but of the city. And you become, for however brief a time, a New Yorker. And there is no substitute in all the world for that. So definitely make sure you walk. And the nice thing about taking public transit is that it makes the streets walkable, because when you don't need a car for long distances, you're not going to use one for short distances, and that helps a lot. Now, a word to the wise, I know a lot of people who feel intimidated by the subway, and by the way, you shouldn't. It's fine. But those who tend to worry, I'm not going to learn the subway, I'll just take cabs. Cabs are insanely expensive. If you take cabs, you're going to be eating fast food, and there's no point in eating fast food when you go traveling. You go traveling to eat interesting food. So definitely don't take cabs, except, on your airport days when you're lugging a lot of bags. But other than that, cabs, while they can be useful for a special occasion, are definitely not a daily grind form of transportation. Right now, no one's taken the train except essential workers, but I'm hoping that will change soon. So when it is safe to do so, please check me out at Beautiful New York Tours. You can search Beautiful New York Tours on Facebook or email me at baker.tours@yahoo.com. Again, that is baker.tours@yahoo. Thank you very much.